more excited for this training camp than any other one you had. How did you feel in this first preseason game that you played so far?
I just felt good to be back on the field. It's been a long time. I'm gonna wait all the way to the fourth quarter, but it's just nice, man. It's just good to walk out there and look around, and just grateful to be able to be back out there again.
Out there.
Great. I didn't get hit though, so we'll see.
Was there anything you were hoping to accomplish or show tonight?
Not really. I mean, I just wanted to execute, do the little things right, and hopefully put some points on the board, which we did. So it was good, man.
When you went through what you did with the injury last year and you talked about what it meant to you, I know it's a preseason game, but do you almost take a moment when you get out there just to kind of savor being back out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I was grateful for it. It's a privilege to be out there regardless. And that was my first serious injury in my football career, and now I know how hard it is to battle back from something like that and be able to be ready for that next year. And so, yeah, I took a second when I walked out there and just kind of looked around. And even pregame when we were doing the warm-ups, it was in the same spot I got hurt last year, It's an eerie feeling being back out there, but it's nice to know that all the hard work in the off-season has put me in a position to be able to be back out there.
After experiencing that, was there a point where it just started, to feel routine again to be back out there?
Yeah, I mean, I've been practicing since OTAs, so it wasn't like the football was much different. It was just nice to get out there against another defense, other guys you haven't seen before, and play someone else for once.
What do you hope to show, not just in this game, but the next game to come? What do you hope to show in preseason?
I mean, I don't know what there is to show. I think I just want to execute. I want to do whatever's asked of me in that game plan, and play to the best of my abilities, and whatever time I'm given. I'm only going to be able to play 2 preseason games this year, and so whatever is thrown at me, whatever I'm given, just execute and handle it the right way, and hopefully put points on the board.
I don't want to make too much of preseason, but when you go back out there, are there small things that you notice that maybe you don't get in practice that, hey, I'm back out on the field, these are the things maybe that I missed?
I mean, the only thing is when the D-line runs by you, they don't tag off on you, they knock you out. So, and I didn't get hit today, though, so we'll see. Hopefully I get hit next game. That's what I said. I want to complete some balls. I want to get hit today, and I didn't get hit yet. So,
How serious are you about wanting to get hit?
it's real. Ask any quarterback. If you want to get hit in the preseason, ask Ryan. He say that. He just wants to get hit a couple times and get out of there. You got to get back into the feel of things. You're in practice for however many months, and people are running by you. You're not allowed to touch it. You get close to the quarterback. You get yelled at. You get kicked out of practice, and then all of a sudden it flips, and the DN comes free, and he knocks your head off. So it's a different part of the game you don't get to experience every day, and it really puts you in the game. It locks you in when you get hit.
The ball for an extra second next week or something?
Hopefully not. Hopefully I just get hit after I throw.
All right. Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks.
Benjamin, just generally, how did you feel out there? You had a pretty good game. Just your assessment overall of your play.
I think so. My mindset going into this game is always building off of what I did last week. So whatever I did wrong last week, that's what I'm trying to correct and fix. So I think I did that, and then next week is going to be more details to fix and all that stuff. But I think overall, I just want to focus on the little details, make sure I do all my plays correctly, understand the defensive scheme, and I think I played well. I played in my favor this game.
What were some of those things from the last game that you really wanted to improve this week?
Just making sure that I do all my reads in terms of looking at the receivers and all that stuff, and also play a little bit more calm. I put a lot of stress on myself as a rookie, first game and all that stuff. But then I understood that the coaches just want to see you out there executing and having fun. So I was playing a lot more comfortable this game.
Because of that, you got tested, or they came at you a couple times, I think, with Jamar Chase, some of those slants inside. Because you played like that, did you make some plays that maybe you weren't making a week ago?
I mean, it comes with being smart. So earlier in the game, he ran the same slant, and I played it in a different way. I played a little bit more outside. But then, as I focus on the details, I understand the scheme and the formation. I saw that they were going to throw the slant again, so I played it more inside, and that's how I made the play.
So that was more of your just That was a personal adjustment. That's not something the coaches. That's just something you saw on before the snap.
Yeah, really just, slowing the game down, looking at the formation, understanding what's going to come, and that, that gives me like 2-3 steps ahead of like, where he's going to go.
I know it's still early in the process, but playing with the guys like playing with that defensive line, how are you starting to use them to help you out there in a position? What are you kind of keying on what they're doing, or kind of what you think they may do to help what you're doing out on the corner?
It goes hand to hand. A great defensive line and a great DB group, it goes hand to hand. As more rush, the more the less time I got to cover. So if they get to the quarterback, get sacks, and put pressure on him, that makes the job easier for me and all the DB. So I love it.
Ron said Jack called some calls that maybe he wouldn't have called in certain situations to kind of put pressure on you guys. Did you feel that happening? And if so, what was that like?
I think maybe like a few plays where we played a little bit more like softer on the edge, or like in terms of defensive back, like it was like 3rd and 2, and then we played like a cover 3 type of thing. Maybe you were trying to see some in the front 7 that puts us in a situation where we give a little bit more space to the receiver. Usually we wouldn't do that, but this preseason he's trying to see what he can work with, what he needs to change, and all that stuff. So it's great.
I felt good, being back there. Did it a little bit in college, but not a lot. But I did it in high school as well. So it just felt natural. I feel like you don't lose those abilities. It just felt good being back there and, just getting reps at it in practice and just got to keep, improving in that aspect of the game.
So with the starters in the first quarter, did that mean something to you?
Yeah, I feel like every rep I take, whether, with the starters, not starters, it's a rep, to get better. And I don't really look at it as a one or it's just for me to, how can I get better on each rep.
I think you continue to show your coaches?
Of course, the ability to run the ball and just, being a good receiver outside the backfield. But just a football player, a team guy that's going to do whatever the coaches, ask me, and they just getting a football player.
Do you know the effect, like your teammates seem to really kind of, your eyes brighten up when they mention your name. They always talk about how they love watching you. Do you know the effect you have on them by the way you play?
I always play hard, in high school, throughout college. I always took pride in, giving effort, and just playing hard to the whistle. I just take pride in that and it's just how, I kind of was, upbrought in playing the game of football.
Jarrett, last week, obviously, you got very close to getting your first touchdown. This week, you very much got it. I think I saw your family starting to stand up before you did the 1-yard run. What did that mean to you to get your first touchdown score? What was that like?
It felt great. It's a blessing, to do it, in my hometown. The team I root, growing up for, and it just felt good. But, I still got work to do. I still got to improve, and I just can't wait to get back, watch the game film and just see what ways can I get better.
Contributed to your success. Your teammates say like it's your ability to get small and then hit the hole with power, but what do you feel like you would attribute your success to, and what are things that you're trying to work on in your game as well too?
I feel like, my size is at an advantage, of course. I can hide, behind the big offensive linemen, and those guys do a great job, having big, massive holes for me. But just hiding behind those guys and, having low center of gravity. But I'm just trying to work on everything, I feel like you can never be satisfied, in your play, and I don't want to focus just on one thing in my game. I just want to keep improving and just show that I belong here.
Ron was saying for the return game, he kind of wants to make it as much of a run play for you as possible. So I guess, how is it the same as what you do as a running back, and then also how is it different when you're a natural returner?
Yeah, I feel like it is like a run play. You just gotta make your choices faster. You can't be hesitant. You gotta make one cut, and as soon as you see it hit the seam, you gotta hit it. And I feel like that's definitely something I can do. And having vision. I can definitely, fit through those little seams, and I'm just looking forward to keep improving and being a kick returner and, a special teams guy, and whatever they need me to do, I'm going to do.
Ron has made the comparison to Darren Sproles. I'm sure you get that a lot as kind of a smaller running back, but were you a fan of his, or do you like other small running backs?
If there were 3 running backs, I feel like that were me, is, Darren Sproles, Ray Rice, and Maurice Jones-Drew.
Why do you say that, or what do you take from each of them?
Or just how Maurice, short, compact guy. That's me. He runs hard. He can make guys miss. Ray Rice the same. I feel like I can play like all 3 of those, but even better.
Jared, if you can go back to when the draft happened and you start figuring out what the next step is, I know there must have been a few teams that reached out to you. What did these guys say to you that said from a role perspective that this is where you want it to be? I know you're from here, but from a football perspective, what did they say to you that made you want to think this is the place to be?
They didn't really say nothing. I kind of just looking on outside in, even Chase, kind of vouched for me to Coach Rivera. And, I feel like it was a good fit, having one of my closest friends, childhood friends here, and they were on up and coming, and Coach Rivera, he just fits me, his culture. He's a great man to play for, and like he just fit my personality and just what I was looking for. I feel like it was just a good fit.
It seems like vision is one of your strengths as a runner. Do you agree with that? And I think if so, where do you think that comes from, and how did you kind of develop that?
Yeah, I can say that. I feel like I'm just a very instinctive runner. You know, I'm on instincts. But yeah, my vision is definitely a big part. And I just watch a lot of film. You know, of myself, of other backs. You know, of guys in our room, JD, AG, Peyton. What can I learn from these guys? And just when I'm not in, I just take mental reps. Just say, how can I hit that? And and that kind of helped me as well.
You know, I've kind of wondered, I mean, having been told no so much in your career, I mean, to come here and have success and have it working out in games, I mean, does that surprise you? What is that feeling like?
It's not surprising me. It's just, I knew, it's just, the NFL, the draft didn't go to quite, where I wanted to. But I can't feel sorry for myself. Like I always said, it's not how you get in, it's how you stay in. And I always had that mentality, when I declared from University of Buffalo, and that's just my mindset going forward.
And you run so hard. I wonder sometimes, what do you run for? I mean, some people run hard for different reasons.
A lot of different reasons, just saying, he's too small. He just always hearing that negative. He's not fast enough. Always through, hearing that negative throughout my football career, and just trying to just be an inspiration, to a player that's up and coming like me. Seeing me, I feel like I can be an inspiration for sure.
Any of those thoughts come to you when you're actually running in a game, or is that totally different when you're in a game?
No, it's totally different in the game. Yeah. I kind of just lock in. I kind of just black out and just take one play at a time and focus on my assignment and try to execute the play.
All right. Last one.
You've been in a situation just like this at every stop in your football career. Do you think those times helped you to kind of overcome being unnoticed at times and really proving yourself to win a spot?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you go through certain stuff in your life, and it helps you grow as a person, and even before I went to Buffalo, I had the gray shirt, and which means I couldn't enroll until the next semester, which was January, and I just learned a lot from everything. I've been through a lot of adversity in my life, and I just learn from it and just keep going and I embrace it.
All right. Thanks, Jared.
Thank you.